Hello, everyone. I hope you're well, and I hope you're looking forward to a lovely Christmas break over the New Year period and over the New Year period too. But of course, I'm doing this video because I'm sure there's a lot of you with some anxieties coming up around this time. Perhaps there's a mix of emotion. You're excited, you're looking forward to different aspects of it, but there's perhaps a lot of hesitation around this period. There's a lot of expectations we have. Often they're really high about what we're doing, what we're not doing, who we're seeing, who we're not seeing, feeling excited about seeing lots of family, friends, feeling nervous about perhaps not seeing other people at all. Maybe it's a lonely time for you. So there's different anxieties that come up, Christmas anxieties, if you like. So I wanted to address these specifically in this video because when there is such a big identity around these big events, we're triggered more easily than normal because we've had lots of neural pathways activated in the past, well-worn neural pathways about I'm going to be on my own, I'm going to be lonely, it's awful, I hate Christmas, I love Christmas, it's going to be amazing, everything has to be perfect. So at either end of the scale, I'm going to see people I love, but what if my family can't be here? What if they get stuck on a plane somewhere? What if certain family members are going to someone else's house, and so that's a trigger for you? What if there's certain people you don't want to see, but you know you have to see? Maybe there's people in your family where there's been difficulties this year, in the past. So the more history and expectation tied to an event, the more intense the neural pathways and emotion that's connected to these neural pathways in our brain around these triggers, these thoughts are. So it means they're just a bit harder to work with than perhaps other everyday anxieties. So I wanted to address them specifically in this video for that reason. I guess the trick is to try and get off the back foot, sort of in that resistance mode, that fear, the dread mode, to identify it, to call it out as anxiety, just as I talk about in all the other videos, not try and give it any special treatment just because it's Christmas. Yes, Christmas can be a special time, it can be lovely, it can be amazing, but often it's our mindset which will allow us to have that exact experience. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It doesn't matter if, on the 26th, 27th of January, it wasn't exactly what you wanted, that's okay. It's how we deal with it that's going to cause the most suffering. So hopefully this video is designed to help you get back on the front foot. So the first thing is to try and get into a state where you can kind of just glide through any tension, glide through the days. You might enjoy them. There might be some anxieties there. That's okay. So to get back on the front foot and go into this period as willingly as possible, regardless of what you've got planned, regardless of how excited or otherwise you are about it. Some things will be out of your control, some things you're choosing to do, but maybe there's some compromises there. So the more we can do it willingly, go to that family member's house who you've committed to going to, even though there's some hesitations, there's some niggles there, there's some tension, there's things that have been done from the past that might come up. But if we're choosing to do it, we must do it as willingly as possible. And the paradox is, if we can do that, it's more likely to go a lot smoothly. If we're on our own and we don't have much planned, let's go into it as willingly as possible. You might plan in some activities, going for walks, doing some other things so that you're not so focused on yourself, if that's what your trigger is. But whatever we're doing, trying to do it as willingly as possible is the first step. It is just a day. It will come and go. We might have a great time. It might not be what we're expected, but we'll be fine regardless. So let's not try and over-egg the pudding, so to speak. Pardon the pun there for this video. The other thing to do is just to sort of use the body as we always do with an anchor. So what we can do now is practice with the anticipation of the event, of the triggers that will come up. We can start to really slow down. It's the 18th as I'm recording this video. There's, can I do the math? 7 days coming up before the big event, and there's going to be maybe activities before that as well after. So we can just try and really slow life down. Start to breathe slow, walk slow, talk slow, try and start to deactivate the nervous system. Allow that parasympathetic nervous system to kick in, the rest and digest. Often we run around like headless chickens before the end of the year, and then we've got we're so adrenaline filled with stress hormone cortisol, that it's hard to get perspective of anything that we're talking about. So if the unexpected does come up, if that person says the wrong word over Christmas dinner, the person doesn't turn up that you were hoping they would, or some plans get cancelled, we're more likely to react in a way that's going to fuel our suffering. So what we want to do is just really slow down, go back into kind of glide mode. Allow the nervous system to do what it needs to do. Allow the thoughts to come, the worries to come, but not get lost in them. Use our tools. Use the body going loose, breathing slow, all those physical cues to allow the anxieties to do what they need to do. Allow the stressful energy, the tension to come up, and then we can start to let it go. Because we know, of course, again, with these triggers, the more history we've got with someone, the more we've thought about these in the past, the bigger the expectation, the more hype around it, the more intense the initial reaction might be. But it doesn't negate the fact that these are just anxieties which need to be dealt with in exactly the same way. Let's not give them any more importance than they need, even though it feels like they are important. The trick with anxiety, of course, is to see through the bluff. Just because it feels more intense, it feels more serious to react or to bite back at that family member, there is no point. We try and deal with it the same way. So the more we can go into this period willingly, slow down, use the breathing, letting the body go loose, reminding yourself what anxiety is, why it's here, helping to calm the nervous system before we enter this period. We're going to be on the front foot, and hopefully things will go a lot smoother. In your mind, the suffering will be reduced regardless of what plays out on the day or the days before or after, whether you're with lots of people you love, some people you love, some people you don't love so much, whether you're on your own. You still can find peace through this period. So I hope that helps. I encourage you to rewatch all the other videos to tell you how to deal with the anxieties. This is just a reminder to deal with Christmas in exactly the same way as you would anything else. I wish you all the best and look forward to catching up with you again in the new year. Take care.